My name's John Jordan. I was born in Stonehouse, and my early years were spent at Wallbridge at J.F. Hobson and Son as an apprentice carpenter. I used to go to pictures on a Saturday when I was about 8 or 9, and rather than spend money on a bus, I used to walk home the 3 miles back to Stonehouse along the canal. That started my love affair with this canal, and I do have a love affair with this canal.
Behind the 1-foot concrete wall, we will backfill with type 2 stone to create a wider, more stable towpath to support plant up to 5 tonnes for diggers in the future to help maintain this section.
I help out at the visitor centre, but mainly for the last 4 years I've been working along building the towpath, which has been great fun. And this is a really proud day to see the gate going in at Ham Mill Lock. I've seen the lock in a very sad state of repair, and to see it as it is today is a real credit to everybody who's done the work here. I'm having a bench put here at Ham Mill Lock. The reason for having the bench here is that it raises money for the Canal Trust, but also I'm from Yorkshire and so is my husband, and the reason we came to live in Gloucestershire was because my husband became the manager at Ham Mill, and so it's a place that's quite close to our hearts really, but also it's a good place to have a rest before you head up the hill to Winston's.
It's a massive undertaking, but you know, as a child growing up and using these canals being sort of the straightest route to Stroud and back, you know, it's always looked like this, overgrown, and you know, and it's nice to see it actually being put back to good use, you know.
Here we're trying to get this coping stone that's on the bottom into that space over there, but first we're going to get it out, so we're going to shift the top 2 behind, put bricks on top, then use rollers to move these 2, and then free up that one.
When you've got the bubble showing, the bubble is always at the high point.
Yeah, so it needs to be higher than me.
Use your spirit.
This coping stone, the first one went in Monday morning, so we were here first thing, about a team of about 5 of us, using rollers to roll it across the ground and then in position, and then levelling it out with some bricks and mortar, and see it in and set, and then we repeated it with number 2, which went a lot faster since we knew what we were doing a bit more. And to see it there with the gate, this is just, wow.
I'm Keith, and I can remember this when I was a lad. My wife can as well, and I think it was the late 40s. She fished a friend out of the top lock here. At that time the gates were holding water, so it was not very nice to fall into it. But we as lads came down fishing quite regularly here, and it's the best thing ever that they're restoring it. I think it's a wonderful idea, and everyone benefits. Walkers, bicycles, boats, the lot. It's really splendid.
Saturday morning or afternoon, as usual, running our trip boats here, or trip boat Endeavour. Today's a bit special, of course, because we've had 6 steamboats passing through, which I dare say you can see behind me has brought out lots of crowds. Got lots of business for Central Square here at Ebley Wharf, with a supermarket and coffee shops, etc., other outlets. So it's been really busy. It's great to see. Our trip boat's been out all morning, and it's been a really great day.
Amazingly, the company which constructed this canal is now the oldest surviving canal company in the world. And its minute books still survive. They date right back to the 1790s, and they're held at the County Records Office, so they are in urgent need of digitising.
This waterway is without doubt one of the most scenic in Britain. It can't be neglected, not at this late stage.
I'm Tony Chalk and I'm the lead coach here at Cappel's Mill for Stroud Valley Canoe Club. What we try and do, we come here every Saturday. It's a fantastic site for us, right, for what we're trying to do, which is welcome anyone who wants to get into canoeing. We call it paddle sport because we like people to try out this type of canoe. It's called a kayak, something called a canoe which we kneel in, and a range of different crafts as well. And what we try and do down here is cater for whatever anyone is interested in. It's a brilliant site for us because we can hang up some poles from here. We call it slalom, and it gives us a bit like an obstacle course, but it allows us to train and to work on a range of skills as well. Yeah, this is one of the best things that's happened in the last couple of years. We use other sections of the canal, but this one is just perfect.
My name's Catherine. I'm working for the Cotswold Conservation Board on the Save Our Magnificent Meadows project. At the moment I'm in Capel's Mill, and we're here because it's a lovely meadow that's recently been restored, and it's doing a fantastic job really. It's come up really quickly and there's lots of lovely wildflowers here already, so I'm here to introduce people to the wildflowers and also to find out if there's any reptiles here, because there are apparently slowworms in the area, and nobody's quite sure if they've made it here yet. Now that it's been restored. We'll also have a look at the butterflies. There's lots of butterflies out today, even though it's quite a dull day. So there's common blues and meadow browns and small tortoiseshells. Also seen quite a few damselflies, common blue damselflies. All sorts of exciting things here today, really.
My name's Roy Fletcher. I've been using the canal stroke towpath since I've been in this for 2+ years now. Yeah. And it's absolutely brilliant what's happening as far as the towpath is concerned. Makes life easier for myself, and I'm capable of walking the dog along the towpath with no worries whatsoever.
It's not just about the physical restoration of the canal. A very important part of this for us is that people get a chance to learn about their industrial heritage. It's not the history of the Stroud Valleys, the history of the canals really go hand in hand. To this end, we've got 43 of these benches all along the canal where people can just sit and ponder and enjoy and think. We've also got 22 interpretation panels where people can read about the particular spot in which they're standing, the history, the flora, the fauna, lots of interesting facts about the canal. We've got 23 QR code points where people can use their mobile phones to listen to oral history about the point at which they're standing. We've got works of art along the canal, and that actually includes a sculpture commissioned by the world famous Pangolin Editions at Chalford, who do most of Damien Hirst's work.
We are enthusiastic.
But we ain't going to be hanging around today.
No, that's true.
We're going to do some bricking.
Oh, are we really?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's exciting to see it go from derelict to in such good condition in a few months.
Yeah.